Viewers and subscribers, welcome again to another edition of the Coach's Desk. We will be talking to Marlon Gayle, lecturer at GC Foster College and head coach of St. Jago's boys team track and field program. And he is a former throws coach of the many-time champions, Edwin Allen. Marlon Gayle, welcome to the Coach's Desk.
Thank you very much for having me.
And how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Alright, awesome. Now, I want you to, Mr. Gayle, tell the avid sports persons or fans out there about yourself. Who is Marlon Gayle?
Marlon Gayle is a simple individual. I am someone who is scientific. I'm always observing. I'm always trying to learn new things, to master new things, because anything that becomes common becomes too easy. And then, of course, the Marlon as the person does not improve. So I'm always looking forward to those opportunities to improve. So, in a nutshell, I'm a work in progress.
Alright, well said. Now, you studied in Cuba, right? And so we'd assume that after graduating from Cuba, your coaching career started. Is that correct?
Well, I started in my final year in Cuba with throwers and also sprinters. So part of what I used to do as part of my practicum at the national stadium there, we used to work with sprinters and throwers, and to a lesser extent jumpers, because the process also gave us the opportunity to be officials in the different areas. So we worked in photo finish as starters, worked in all the technical areas, to which I also attained ISSA certification for that.
Okay.
But the funny thing is I've never used it in Jamaica. But the most exciting part was pretty much having a discussion with my professors at the time. And they said to me, why don't you continue with this sprints? And I said to my professors, Jamaica has enough coaches who are doing exceptionally well, both at the junior and at the senior level. So therefore I wanted to work in an area to which I can contribute to the country's development in it, for us to pretty much reach the highest level. And that's what I've been doing so far.
And that is a very good point, Sergey, because many persons, coaches, young coaches, experienced coaches, most of them tend to go to the events that are quote-unquote top events, the sprinting and so forth.
Yeah.
So it was good for you to go into a field or an area that is not popular. And I see over the years where you have been doing well in that area. You also have a Julian Robinson and many others who are doing exceptionally well in the field events in track and field. And I think that more coaches like yourself should push towards these events, because it is an event or events that are very important and critical to the holistic development of track and field. Alright, let's move on. Now, was it the influence being in Cuba? Was that the influence that led you to go into the event a choice? Because most persons say, or if you know most coaches from Cuba, they are specialists in the field events. Was that the case?
Not necessarily. One of the things that Cuba is about holistic development. It's about making each of its students become more multifaceted. So, in a nutshell, we were given opportunities by virtue of how they taught us and the practice that we got us to be a lot more, believe more in ourselves, and we unearthed skills that we never thought that we had, and we could have pretty much taken to the next level. So one of the things we have to do, however, is learn to balance everything. So we are able to do quite a few things, but as Sir Mills said to me, that while you have such abilities, you have to try your very best to focus in one area before you move on, because if you continue working on multiple areas, it might take you a longer time really to reach the levels that you want to reach.
Right, definitely. So if you focus on one area, definitely
Yes.
you'll reach to a specialist level quicker than if you are trying the multiple events. Now, up to this point, Sir Gayle, what are some of the challenges that you would have faced leading up to where you are now as a coach?
Well, I can tell you, from college, well, at university, we had quite a few experiences. But out of the Cuban experience, we learned to improvise if we don't have certain things. Because while we were at college level, or university level, sorry, when we would have done our practicum in different areas before I went to the national selection in Cuba, the amount of resources wasn't there, so the creative that forces you to be a lot more creative in order for you to really get the results anticipated. And we don't live by excuse because we don't have a starting blocks or we don't have a discus or a shot. We create things that really helps you to learn the movement sequence, so in competition you can be equally competitive. It is not the best, but certainly we have achieved outstanding results as a result. Coming here in Jamaica and starting, it took us a while to really get institutions and so forth to really buy into a lot of what we are doing, and it has improved at the junior and also at the senior level. So I feel more or less the work that we have all put in, and I speak specifically to all the coaches that work in this area, we certainly have set a foundation where persons are more believing more that it is possible, and we can create a lot more Travis Smith, Frederick Lakers, Tara Barnett, Daniel Thomas, etc.
Okay, awesome. Now, your journey, Sir Gayle, would have taken you to character games, traveling with youth teams, to the World Youth Games and so forth. What sort of experience would you have gained from traveling with those teams?
There's so much I could talk about, but certainly it gives you a comparison to what you are doing here and what's achieving certain results and what other countries are doing. One thing I can tell you, for the track aspect of track and field, it is a lot more easier because many other countries have far better facilities than us. But based on our culture and our system of competition, it certainly gives us that advantage. I think also from a scientific standpoint, we have a lot more abilities that we are not really tapping into. And in some cases, we tend to become a lot more comfortable saying that we are good. And when you look at the books that does the biomechanic analysis of different athletes, it is not done by Jamaican authors. And I think that is something that we need to tap into. And the part of field events, however, the problem will always be resources, because our surfaces are not the best landing surfaces to throw, whether it's discus, shot, javelin, but more so for the disc and for the javelin, we are always going to face those issues, and it is very expensive, the implements, and that's a part of the challenge that we face. But I'm hoping that in the very near future that we will have some solution put in place where we can continue to grow from strength to strength.
Right, well said there. But one of the things that I observed though, Mr. Gayle, is that field coaches normally don't get the recognition that or the respect that they deserve, and the work that you people are doing, the hard work, it is now bearing fruit, because we can see at even the global events where Jamaica, we're winning medals and so forth. Do you somehow think that the hard work that the field coaches are putting in right now, are they going to pass the spring coaches?
One thing you will understand, when you're learning about track and field, it talks about certain principles, and in this particular frame, you are going to see more talents coming out in the different areas, in the throws, in the jumps and so forth, simply because it was an untouched era for a while. So we see the discus and the shot put are pretty much at the world class level for the most part. we will see later on at least the javelin, because the hammer is not practiced much here. Also the pole vault is not the youth level. I remember when in my early days at the character game, you would be winning medals in the pole vault and so forth. It is not as the proper athletes you have now are not as outstanding as those before. I don't know if 2021 and beyond will bring about some new outstanding athletes, but certainly in the horizontal jumps, both long and triple, and the high jump, we definitely should be seeing some persons who will be competing at the world class level very soon. It's just a matter of the commitment. As I said before, field events are it's very challenging. It takes a different mindset, it takes a different level of commitment from both coach, athletes, support staff, and everyone. And once each individual in their respective area remain consistent in approach, I'm sure the results will come.
Okay, awesome. You have coached many champions, national champions in throws and jumps, right? And I want you to tell us about the feeling that you generate to know that you have a national champion, national record holder, and a world championship representative.
It's always a good feeling, but one thing I don't get too excited. I always try to maintain my composure even in competition. While I'm happy with the athletes, when we train, that moment is your moment. It's more so your moment than mine, because in your success, you are the one that gets the interview. Maybe in your failure, they won't say it, but we know what Jamaicans say when we have good athletes who probably at some case or at some points of their career don't really perform well, or they just have a stint of poor performance. Many of us are aware, but quite a few are not so much aware of what happens behind the scene. But it is always a good feeling. You see, coaching is applied science. And when you prescribe activities, exercises, and so forth for an individual to improve over a period of time, and on the day of competition, they yield the results that you anticipate. Nothing is more fulfilling than that, because you are working with a biological being that is not a machine, but at the same time, you are trying to ensure that that individual maximize and their true potential, and have that belief system that they can every single opportunity.
Well said. Now, ISSA cancelled champs for last year. Well, this year in particular. Now, the 2020-21 season has kick-started already, because there has been possible 2 meets that have gone already. How confident are you that the 2021 ISSA Boys and Girls Championship will take place?
It would be sad if we don't have it, for this simple reason. When it was cancelled, I understand the fear. We never had enough empirical evidence as to how we operate. Our citizens and other stakeholders weren't fully au fait with how they should operate in order for them to stay safe. And the fact that we know that it is a pandemic, it spreads easily by different ways that it does. We have enough empirical evidence that should allow us to move forward and of course make more sensible and safe decisions that will allow our program, our youth program, to make the transition that it ought to, because despite all of what is happening, we have other countries that have learned from their experience and of course are doing well. We want to ensure that when the coast clears, so to speak, that we are not going to take another 5 to 6 years before we start to display what we have been doing over the years as a tradition.
Okay, well said. We will definitely want to see Champs 2021 go on, but of course we know that the authorities will make the best decision that is deemed fit to the safeguarding of the citizens of the country. So with that said, Mr. Gayle, you have been around Edwin Allen, a championship team, right? You are now charged with being the head coach of the St. Jago High School boys team. Do you believe that you're equipped enough to take St. Jago to the #1 spot?
It is very much possible. I've learned a lot from Medina, a lot of a lot of ideas that I had would apply to this program. Um, and as a result, they are reaping the benefits from that. Coming to St. Jago, I have taken all of those experiences and to see how we can work in a system like this. And in due time, once the philosophy comes clear across to everyone and we continue to work as a team, it will happen. It will happen, but of course, it takes time for a system to work, for you to mold the minds for them to believe and all of that. And certainly, 2021, all being well and champs is held, definitely will be a launching point for us to really start to look like the St. Jago of old, but of course, doing well in a lot of other areas that we probably never was as outstanding in, and try to ensure that we grow not just from strength to strength, but also in depth in the different areas. It has been tough, like it is for other schools, but definitely we are trying our very best to push forward and try to make the very best of the situation.
Awesome. No, I'm going to put you on the spot, Sergey. You have worked with girls and you have seen the championships being won. You are now working with the boys. Which do you feel is the more easier one to win, the girls or the boys?
At this point, well, just one correction. I still work with girls and boys, even though I'm a head coach. But the girls certainly have a lot of artillery. It's just a matter of that trust in the process, ensure that belief system is in place, and that when they step out, they demonstrate what they have been doing. It is good to deal with the pressures at home, as in training, but that will definitely prepare you for how you will deal with the pressures whenever you go to competition. And I see that level of unity, that belief system, cheering each other, and many other things that I will not say. I think that's enough to say that the St. Jago girls are doing exceptionally well, and it's just a matter of them going out there and just acing it every opportunity they get.
All right, Sergey. Viewers, we have come to the end of our one-on-one with Coach Marlon Gayle, head coach of St. Jago's high school team boys program. Now, it was a good thing to have Sergey here with us on the coach's desk. But Sergey, before we go, giving you a final word to say. Any final thoughts that you'd like to share?
Well, as a coach, working at both junior and senior level, it's an awesome experience. It really also helps me as a lecturer whenever I'm teaching my specialization students how the system works and so forth. It gives me more hands-on experience, so I can relate to a lot more things. So many of those students you will see from the different schools that I've been teaching over the years are doing exceptionally well in the throws, in the jumps. Because, for example, most of those at Edinal, many of those at Steps and schools are doing exceptionally well. Those are students that I thought, and that's just to name a few of the schools. But definitely, it's a work in progress, and we continue to share with the youngsters, also try to inspire both youngsters and the seniors that we interact with. And as coaches, we just want the very best for them. We want also for them to remember that while we are making the necessary sacrifices for them, that they too will remember where they're coming from and also always be willing. Once they believe that's it.
Alright, before you go, I did say it is the last point that I want you to share, but I just recall you have one of your top charges in Tisana, Iklin, who has been doing exceptionally well. What are your thoughts on her making it to the Olympics in 2021?
She has an excellent chance. Based on where we are making awesome progress. Both her, Shawnee Thompson, and Lucien Wilson, all former students of St. Jago High School, are training well. And we pretty much have that eyeing that opportunity and doing all the necessary things that we possibly can do at this point in time. Ensure, of course, without observing the protocol and all, to ensure that we are able to achieve that.
All right. Awesome. Again, viewers, we have come to the end of our show. Thank you very much for tuning into the Coach's Desk. Please remember to subscribe, share, and like the video. And please remember to tell a friend about the Coach's Desk. Thank you very much.